Good morning, everyone. Happy day 4 of 10 Minutes in the Void. I hope that this experience has been illuminating, I guess is the right word. What I find to be fascinating, and some of you have caught on to this and have shared this in the comments or shared it with me privately, that each experience of entering into the void and each experience of welcoming the void and sort of working with the energy willingly and consciously, it's fascinating how unique it is. It's fascinating how each day and each experience brings us to a new layer of self, a new layer of understanding, and simply just allows us to see either something perhaps we hadn't seen before or something that we have often seen, but perhaps to see it in a new way or in new context. Regardless of what your experience has been, I'm happy that you're here and I'm happy that we get to share this. Again, for those of you who are new to this experience, the void is the place where all that you are not falls away. The void is the space where we meet spirit and self with a capital S in the purest sense, where we can, in a sense, relieve ourselves of this identity, this idea of self, these patterns and behaviors and beliefs that inform the choices that we make. And we get to just be present with the pureness of self and spirit. And that's one of the things that I love the most about the void, is the purity that is found there. And this is all leading up to, and these offerings of 10 Minutes in the Void are leading up to the 3-part series starting this Sunday, May 9th, releasing the constructed self. And also, just as an aside, these 10 Minute in the Void experiences don't have to be leading up to anything. You can use these meditations simply as an experience in and of themselves. But I offer these 10-minute journeys because for some of us who have never consciously worked with the void, although from my experience I found that everyone has had an experience in the void, whether or not they were aware of it. Often the dark night of the soul is something that we really activate or is experienced sort of in that void space. But that's another topic for another video. Suffice it to say, I offer these journeys so that you can get a sense of what it feels like. You can get a sense of what you meet in there. You can get a sense of what arises or what emerges as you are traversing the void. And it's, I think it's wonderful to be able to do it with someone else, which is why I step forward to offer these to you, because the void can initially feel a little bit scary. It can feel a little bit daunting, because this idea of who are you without the identity that you have created? Who are you without the identity that you inherited? Who are you without the identity that you adopted? Because I promise you, it's temporary. This experience that I call Andrew, however long that lasts, will be a moment in a much, much larger experience. And so Andrew is a temporary truth. Andrew will not always be true. And what I mean by that is the claim, I am Andrew, is temporary. It's not a universal truth. And this is a lot of what we're going to explore in this Constructed Self series and releasing the Constructed Self series. And it's not to say that you should lose all of your identity. It's not to say that you should become formless and without understanding of who you are and how you navigate through this world. Again, I reiterate, it is important to know when you're, brushing your teeth in the morning, who is it that you're looking out at? And more importantly, who and what is it that is looking through the eyes that you perceive in the mirror? And so we start to see all of these layers of self, and we start to see it's like those Russian nesting dolls, and you take off a layer and there's another layer and another layer and another layer, and all of them could be considered you or not. Because think about the things that were important to you when you were 5, 6, 7 years old. Think about the beliefs and the understandings that you had. They're probably not the same anymore. There may be some essence of truth that is consistent, but this idea that our identity is static, that it is rigid, and that it is not something that can shift or change or evolve is untrue. Identity is malleable. Identity is a choice, essentially. And it's really the question of who is it that gets to make that choice. So, this is how we do it. I set my timer for 12 minutes. So we get 2 minutes of kind of settling in time, 2 minutes to just let the water still, let the mind go quiet, just, breathe and get comfortable in your spot. And then 10 minutes in the void together. And then the timer goes off and we emerge and come back and we go about our day. So today, allow yourself to observe the identity that you have either claimed or have been given. And just watch what happens as you observe what it is to be you in the context of the void. Okay, here we go. fascinating journey. I would love for you to share a little bit about your experience in the comments if you feel like you would like to do that, because I love the uniqueness of each experience. Thank you for joining me today. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you Sunday. Bye.